WINS FM and HD1 New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
AccuWeather says a mix of sun and clouds. It'll be breezy this afternoon, the high 82. Tonight, more humid, maybe a thunderstorm late, and a low 68. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Rebecca Williams is our service aide, Jim Maloney at the editor's desk, and I'm Ashok Bala.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good morning. 67 degrees. It is 7 o'clock on this Thursday, August 3rd. I'm Susan Richard. Here's what's happening. Fencing's gone up around the Capitol ahead of Donald Trump's arraignment today in his third criminal indictment. The governors of Florida and California prepping for a face-off. We'll explain. The New York City Council expected today to sign off on making outdoor dining permanent. The maker of Ozempic's being sued. We'll tell you why. And your chance to become a pizza influencer. In sports, Yankees won, Mets lost. AccuWeather, mixed clouds and sun today. Another nice one, breezy with a high of 82. Winds News Time 7:01. Traffic and transit on the ones, and here's Karen Stewart.
We're visiting Jersey first here. The inbound Pulaski Skyway, north of Raymond Boulevard, Newark, has got a disabled dump truck. The right lane is blocked in a bad spot, too. It's where the express and local lanes merge there, this disabled dump truck. Northbound on the Garden State Parkway at exit 140 for Union, we've got an accident. We've got the left lane closed. Over the Hudson River, as we check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels, the inbound George upper level is 25, the lower level is 20, and on the outbound George lower, we've got a disabled vehicle, and the left lane is closed. Inbound Lincoln Holland tunnels, they're both 20 minutes right now. The Van Wyck on the southbound side near Roosevelt Avenue has a vehicle fire. We've got 2 lanes blocked. We are jammed coming from the Whitestone Expressway from back of the Whitestone Bridge, and we're very heavy on the northbound side from back before the LIE. Again, this is the Van Wyck southbound near Roosevelt Avenue. We've got a vehicle fire with 2 lanes blocked. Mass transit's on time. Earlier path problems cleared. An alternate side of the street is in effect today. Your Odyssey Lottery recap is presented by Jackpot. Powerball's now 124 million. Mega is 1.25 billion. Order official state lottery games on your phone. Must be 18 or older to play. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem or wants help, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. I'm Karen Stewart. 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Arraignment this afternoon in the nation's capital for Donald Trump. This marks his third criminal indictment stemming from his time as a candidate and then as president. At 4 this afternoon, he'll have to answer to 4 counts that accuse him of conspiring to subvert American democracy by trying to overturn the 2020 presidential election. And the whole thing will play out near where his supporters stormed the Capitol on January 6th, 2021.
While campaigning in Indiana, Trump's former vice president, Mike Pence, spoke about that day.
On that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution, but I chose the Constitution, and I always will.
Trump's attorney, John Lauro, says the charges violate the former president's free speech.
This is the first time that political speech has been criminalized, and they have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he had corrupt intent.
But former federal prosecutor Harry Littman argues that defense doesn't work.
His efforts to make this a political speech case will not fly, given the facts as alleged in the indictment.
Correspondent Natalie Brand, the arraignment set for 4 this afternoon. We'll have special coverage right here on 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM. At the Capitol Wednesday, that's workers putting up fencing ahead of today's arraignment. There was also a scare with several buildings put on lockdown.
Authorities say it started with a concerning call, an active shooter inside a Senate office building around 2:30 in the afternoon. The caller did not report hearing gunshots, but gave police a description of someone wearing body armor.
See where the bench is, that's where you need to be. Go back.
The Senate side of the Capitol put on lockdown.
We see about 20 Capitol Hill police running down the hall with vests on, guns drawn.
Officers searching the 3 Senate office buildings floor by floor before giving the all clear.
That's correspondent Aaron Katursky. The Capitol Police Chief later saying the call may have been a bogus report. California Governor Gavin Newsom is not running for president, but he is gearing up for a televised debate against Ron DeSantis.
It may not be the thriller in Manila or that rumble in the jungle, but Florida and California's governors guaranteeing the other will fumble when they debate each other. California's Gavin Newsom recently telling Fox News' Sean Hannity,
I'm all in. Count on it.
You will do a 2-hour debate with Ron DeSantis.
I make it 3.
And now Ron DeSantis telling the same network, bring it on.
They have fled California in record numbers.
No date yet for that Golden and Sunshine State debate. Andy Field, ABC News.
Well, a spokesman for Newsom says they have proposed either Wednesday, November 8th or Friday, the 10th. It's become a fixture in the city since the pandemic, but after months of back and forth, the city council is expected to vote today on a permanent plan for outdoor dining in New York.
Some of the key elements of this new outdoor dining bill, these outdoor sheds, many that have become eyesores, well, they're going to disappear. Roadway cafes will be allowed April until the end of November, and sidewalk seating year-round, as long as the restaurant has the proper permits in place. The measure is sponsored by Councilmember Marjorie Velasquez of the Bronx, who spoke with us and explained the permit fees and some of the other guidelines.
We do have now a tiered rate system that literally allows, for more people to participate. And there is also a community board review process. Does have an opportunity for the community board to express what their concerns are.
And this program going forward will be managed by the City Department of Transportation. So there's a committee hearing this morning at 10:30 on this. The full council expected to vote to pass this afternoon. Glenn Schuck, 1010 wins, 92.3 FM at City Hall.
Mostly sunny skies. We're at 68 degrees. The humidity 58%. Winds variable at 5, gusting to 17. 68 going up to 82 with a mix of clouds and sun today. Winds news time 7:06. Mayor Adams was supposed to make an announcement regarding the migrant crisis yesterday, which we thought was going to be about resetting up a tent city on Randall's Island. The news conference turned out to be about something else: college students helping migrants file the paperwork for asylum. But the mayor did visit migrants in Midtown.
A little less crowded outside the Roosevelt than earlier this week, but nonetheless, migrants still sleeping on cardboard. As Deputy Mayor Ann Williams-Isom said Wednesday, they're looking at erecting tents like the much criticized one on Randall's Island.
All options are on the table for us right now. I think when we originally did our tent in Randall's Island, that was probably 30,000 migrants ago.
The city said to be eyeing 3,000 sites, including Central Park, as more than 96,000 migrants have come to the city. Currently, about 57,000 in the city's care, half of the shelter population. Williams-Isom once again calling on the feds for help.
If we could get a decompression strategy where the amount of people coming through the front door would slow down, I think that we would be able to manage this much better.
Meanwhile, the city enlisting the help of local college students to assist in completing asylum applications. Samantha Liebman, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM at the Roosevelt Hotel.
Yeah, that plan's in partnership with NYU, Columbia University, and Hunter College. Social work students will get course credit for helping migrants navigate what is a complicated process. They cleared the water at fields 4 and 5 at Robert Moses State Park in Babylon Wednesday. Yep, that was because at least 2 sharks were spotted. It came just hours after a dead sand tiger shark washed ashore at Field 5. Beachgoer Caitlin telling NBC4 this seems to be the new normal.
Part of life at the beach now, I guess.
Officials say the sharks were likely following a large school of bunkerfish that had been spotted in the area. Stony Brook Southampton Children's Hospital getting ready to open the first and only clinic in the Northeast dedicated solely to diseases that you get from ticks. Dr. Sharon Nachman heads their infectious disease division.
This year, Suffolk County has ranked amongst the highest locations for tick-associated infections. A very interesting statistic is we lead the nation in alpha-gal allergy. That's a meat allergy that you get after a tick bite.
The new center is in conjunction with Meeting House Lane Medical Practice. This is in Hampton Bays. It'll be open by appointment only. It opens Monday, August 14th. You can get more information from their tick hotline. That number is 631-726-TICK. Some high-level help for food vendors in Queens who were ushered out of Corona Plaza last week.
Queens Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Borough President Donovan Richards came in support of the vendors.
I'm not here to say that this is a perfect situation. The point I'm here to say is we're working towards solutions, and coming in and confiscating these individuals' tables and their carts is not the solution, because guess what? A large majority of these individuals can't get government assistance.
Since the pandemic, some 90 90 Latin street food vendors set up beneath the 7 train at Corona Plaza, but many are unlicensed, and Richard said it's not their fault.
New York City has not expanded legal permits for people going back nearly a decade.
A sanitation department spokesperson said its agents were thoughtful, careful, and slow-moving in last week's enforcement and warned the vendors that it was coming. Marla Diamond, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Some teens in New York City taking on book bans around the country. This is through the Brooklyn Public Library's Intellectual Freedom Teen Council, which connects local kids with teens from states where book bans have been enacted. New York City high school student Aaliyah McAllister was originally from Georgia and experienced this firsthand. She says the program helps other kids access those books and more.
We have an e-card for youth and young adults across the country where they can sign up to have access to, I think, the full catalog of Brooklyn Public Library's ebook and audiobook selection. I think there are like graphic novels and other editions in that.
According to the American Library Association, there were nearly 1,300 calls to censor library materials last year. That's the highest number of attempted book bans since the association began documenting this more than 20 years ago. The Biden administration very unhappy with yesterday's news about the nation's credit score.
The Fitch credit rating agency downgraded the U.S. rating from the highest possible of AAA to AA+. Secretary Yellen says that downgrade comes even though the economy is strong.
Fitch's decision is puzzling in light of the economic strength we see in the United States.
She cites millions of new jobs, unemployment at historic lows, and overall inflation that has steadily declined while the economy continues to grow.
I strongly disagree with Fitch's decision, and I believe it is entirely unwarranted.
Adding the U.S. has the strongest financial system in the world.
That's correspondent Linda Kenyon. Stocks fell Wednesday on the news. At this hour, Dow futures are down 61. NASDAQ futures also off 61. S&P futures down 12. We'll have more in Bloomberg Money Watch at 7:26.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode of Driving and the News. We'll see you on the next one.